We'll get into it, shall we?
Let's get back.
Let's get back into it. Welcome back, everyone.
Here we are
Here
again.
we are again.
Spill the tea.
It's actually the daytime for once.
I know.
Like we're up. It's the morning.
And it was equally, was it the shortest day?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the other day. So it's now going to start getting lighter.
Oh, thank God. I'm sick of waking up in the dark and it's dark at like 3 p.m.
Story of my life.
Oh.
I don't even see daylight anymore.
No. Well, no, I know. I mean, I see it, but very briefly.
Pray for me. And
Yeah.
I'm about to go to Copenhagen. So
oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. Like, I think I'm going to
Exciting.
see much more daylight there.
Oh,
And
no, it's worse there.
Yes, I know. And it's -3.
Is it?
Yes, and that doesn't work out very well for a
No.
little small fry like me.
No, it does not. You're going to be chilly. I have been. It's nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell me.
I'll give you the debrief
after.
later.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely will. It's very, very nice. There's a lot to do. It's massive. There's a lot of walking.
Oh, brilliant.
So,
that.
yeah.
That's not what I intended to do.
No. No, it's all right. Just do a lot of drinking and everything will be all right. Story of my life. Do a lot of drinking and everything will work out fine. How was your Christmas?
It's been fantastic. It's been wholesome and lovely
Love
with
that.
friends and family. But I feel like Christmas is so hyped up and you almost like, it's so sad that you actually almost want it to be over in a way.
Yeah.
Like, but not when you're in the moment, not at all. Like, you're loving it. But before, and the hype and the chaos and the traffic and like, I've got to get that person that, I've got to get that person that. And it's just like,
Yeah,
this is all about one day that majority of us probably don't actually understand the reason what Christmas Day is.
No, it is quite overwhelming. I think as I've got older, like my Christmases have just got more and more like chilled out. The Christmas Day
It needs to be.
is just chill now.
Christmas needs to be like for children.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
Let's get over.
Like I didn't even. I
was gonna say, like, how was yours?
It was lovely. Like we had a really nice family day, which I loved. My Christmas Eve was fun, hilarious. I went out with my little sister. And
I'm sure there's some tales to tell there.
Oh, yeah, there was actually she actually got hit by a car on the way home.
Sure.
No, like she's fine. Like I was there. We laughed about it.
What do you mean laugh?
No, it was quite funny. So like we went to the pub.
This girl.
Honestly, you couldn't write the shit that happens to us. It is my sister's like not anything like me. She's very, very lovely.
Obviously, I've met her.
Yeah, she's very lovely and wholesome and not a pain in the arse.
Not chaotic.
No, she's not chaotic. She's got a red screws on. She's a good girl. she's a good girl. So we're walking home from we'd all got kicked out of the pub, not because anything we did. There was quite a big group of us. There's probably like 12 of us.
Local.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got kicked out of the pub because someone was having a fight. Merry Christmas. And
what do you do?
Oh, honestly,
this is why I moved out of that area.
Walked out of the pub and there was just like blood like sprayed across the. Honestly, it was bad. Like it was really bad. So
were they okay?
I don't really know. I mean, I was significantly drunk, so I was just like.
Do you know who these people are?
No.
Right. Okay.
No. So started walking because we only live about a 10-minute walk from that pub. So we were like, oh, we'll just walk home, like not getting a taxi on Christmas Eve. We're walking down the main road. And this car was like driving really close to the pavement and we were like, oh, what's he doing? And his wing mirror literally hit my sister like in a hit as he was driving past, like obviously coming towards us. It hit and she was like,
did she fall?
No. She was just like, that car just hit me. And then I was like, oh, you okay? Like, obviously really, I was like, oh my God, are you okay? And then she was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then we laughed about the entire way home. We got in and my mum was like, because we're both living with my mum and dad at the moment. We got in and my mum's like, so did you get the reg? And I was like, do we look like we're in a fit state to get the reg? Like, what are you talking about?
You'll have just been laughing and probably the next morning she's like,
yeah,
shit, my hips.
Yeah, but she said that she's fine. But anyway, so that was our Christmas Eve. But Christmas Day was lovely. I drank a lot of wine. I just love it. It's just like a really happy day, isn't it? Where like you just don't think about anything.
Overall,
lovely.
Yeah,
stunning. Yeah,
and we're happy.
Yeah.
Well, let's see
the dating check-in. This is the current status.
Okay.
Right. Well, your current status never changes, so it's just me in the chaos, isn't it?
No, it's not that mine doesn't change, babe. Like I've become more steady within my life, and I think yours is, as you say, chaotic. So that was your choice, not mine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, yeah, things are going quite well at the moment.
Go on.
Yeah. So my mum said to me about the podcast, she was like, "Oh well, no one's gonna want to date you if you're doing that podcast." Well, fucking, you're wrong, Sue. You're absolutely
Okay.
wrong. You're wrong. Well, I said to her, I was like, "Actually, I'll have you know, Mama, that somebody does want to date me."
Okay.
So that's currently what's happening.
Is this where we start?
This is where we start. But what we are here to talk about today is toxic dating culture,
Mm,
which I'm actually in a situation right now with this surprisingly not toxic at all, which is quite nice for the first time in my life.
I'm aware of this.
But I think this episode will probably hit a nerve with a lot of people. And I think because toxic dating culture is like a huge thing right now. Like, I don't know what happened. And I think it was between me being about 24, 25 when I was in a relationship and me then being single again at 30. And I was like, what has happened
Meaning,
to dating? Like, I'm like, why is everyone like this? Like, everyone's emotionally unavailable, everyone's ghosting, everyone's breadcrumbing, everyone's in a situationship, and it's just
a lot. It sounds a lot. I mean, I'm so glad that I'm not overly involved in all of this. Sounds like you've been to the other end of the world and back with
oh
this.
yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
So I think there's
Start.
like a few things that is happening nowadays that I don't think actually happened. Maybe it did happen and I just wasn't aware of it. But I think like maybe when you get to 30, and obviously a lot of the people that I date are around the same age as me.
Mhm.
So maybe that's just the norm when you kind of, because you get a bit older and like you kind of dating to actually settle down at this point. Like I don't, well, I am anyway. That's my
Correct.
intention.
But one thing I will chime in on with that is, if you're dating around the same age, you have to, I'm not hating on men here, I'm really not. But the male age and a female age, like, you've got to remember they're probably 5 years behind us and we're probably 5 years ahead.
Oh, right. So I'm really in the wrong age bracket then.
Yeah, you need to be going. I'd be saying, like, late 30s now.
Oh, yeah, but I tried that and that also didn't work, which I will discuss later.
Okay,
Mm.
so let's
So
get on with that.
you asked me the other day because I said about breadcrumbing to you, and you were like, "What? What is breadcrumbing?"
Never heard of him
So
like.
breadcrumbing is when you're dating somebody, and well, in fact, you don't even have to be. So you can even be like in the talking stage, and don't even get me started on the talking stage because
Exciting of the topic.
Jesus Christ. But it's basically when someone kind of gives you enough that kind of keeps you interested, but they're not ever making enough effort for it to become anything more than
Thing.
just a bit of a talking stage. So it's like they'll text you, but it'll be like 24 hours apart, or they won't maintain a conversation because they're doing it to multiple girls. It's all very surface level, like, hey, how was your day? And they don't actually care.
It's such boring chat though, like, how are you supposed to
Well,
respond to
but
that?
also you can't, it never gets any deeper. So, like,
What's the point then? Just don't send the
oh,
message.
yeah, just do it. Yeah.
I don't get
Just
it.
go away.
Literally
Like,
though, like, they're popping up and you're like, "Oh, they messaged me," thinking it might be something, and, "Oh, hi, how are you?" Fucking great.
yeah.
Absolutely great.
But that's honestly what it
Without you.
is. So, like, that obviously has happened to me, like, I would say, like, pretty recently, to be honest. And I, for some reason, like, fell for it again. Like, I am an idiot. Like, but I think it's like, do you know what it was?
You're not a
I think,
hater.
like, you see the potential in somebody there. So, like, and I'm very bad at, like, separating potential from reality. So I saw the potential and was thinking, oh yeah, like he's like a really nice guy, like he's got a decent job and blah blah blah, and he's like got a bit of chat and like he's a good looking
What's a bit
guy.
of chat though?
Well, like to be fair, look, you know what the weird thing was? Like when I was with him, we got along really well. Like it was like a really easy conversation. Like we went on some really nice dates. It was just the in between. It's like when you're there in person,
And that's rubbish though,
but
like,
then it sends you into this state of anxiety because you're like,
it was so good and now
and
what
now
happened?
what?
Yeah. Do you not miss me when I'm gone?
Well, evidently he did not, because now I am fully gone and he also still doesn't give a flying fuck. Well, that's a him problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a him problem.
That's the way go.
Yeah, exactly that. And then there's also ghosting,
Yeah.
which
I've experienced this.
Have you?
Look, some of the things that you talk about, I haven't experienced, like, no. But, yeah, I've been dropped out. Like, when I think we're gonna touch on this
We will touch on
about
it later.
the dating apps and things like that.
Mhm.
But when you kind of I'm not really, like I'm not overly involved in that, but I had been, like, way back. And then you invest in one of them, and then it becomes a bit of a thing, and then all of a sudden, who are
Yeah.
you? Blanked Ed.
Yeah.
It's
It's not good. It's not we've got a whole apparently, what did I write down? 8-minute segment about ghosting. It
okay.
won't be 8 minutes 'cause nothing that we ever do ever sticks to time. So, it won't be 8 minutes, but I will cut it down to 8 minutes later
Let's
on.
do it.
There's also the classic situationship, which is something that I sadly have a lot of experience in, and I will talk about it later on. And someone said to me yesterday, "What do you mean by situationship?"
And I do get that why they've said that because I think you need to explain this
Yeah,
now because I was when you told me, I was like, "What does that
so
mean?"
we all know what ghosting is.
Hmm.
Basically, you just disappear off the face of the earth,
Yeah.
or you do the slow fade,
Hmm.
which is like
Don't know what's worse.
you just make. Well, I would rather someone just actually say how they feel, but that's the whole point, right? But yeah, I don't know what's worse. I think the slow fade sometimes is more because you question yourself. Like it makes you go like a little bit crazy. Like you sat there like, oh my god, have I done something wrong? Like they're being really off with me, blah blah. Blah. Whereas ghosting, you just kind of think, all right, okay, like,
Then you just go, "Right,
and you
don't"
just cut it off.
and then you in your head go, "Right, see
Yeah,
ya."
because immediately you just think, dickhead.
Yeah, and if you wanna be savage, maybe if we were a bit younger, you'd just go block and delete, wouldn't
Yeah, you would, yeah. And I'm not like I don't block and
No, no.
delete, but the situationships.
Okay.
So it's basically you're acting like you're in a relationship with somebody.
Right.
So you like doing all the things that you would do in a relationship, but there is no label. So either one or both of you has agreed that there isn't a label, but you're just sort of like going through the motions of a relationship. And we'll talk about situationships, but I think that is such a emotionally dangerous place to be because someone's going to get feelings and someone's going to get hurt,
Hmm.
or both people are going to get hurt. There's no boundaries. There's no like, there's no, well, you can't go
Clarity,
and sleep
yeah.
with somebody else. Like, there's none of that because you don't have a label. So basically, you're just giving someone free rein to emotionally damage you. That's what you're doing. Speaking from experience.
Mm.
And I don't really understand it. And I don't understand how dating has become this. I don't get how we've got to this point in time where dating has just become such a confusing, huge game. Like, surely it's just you meet someone and you like them and you go on dates with them, and either it becomes a relationship or you have a conversation that you don't think you're right for each other, and that's the end of it.
I agree with you, dating I mean, as I say, like, my situation is slightly different to yours, so, like,
Yeah.
I'm not aware of some of these things. Well, I'm aware of it, but I just don't get involved in it. But it shouldn't be that complicated. It should be like, I like you. Let's crack on. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It should be that simple. Again, I feel like when I say this, like I'm hating on men and I'm really not, but I just don't think that they're in the same headspace.
But they don't need to be, do they?
Well, no, because we do it for them. Word.
Oh my God.
Drop the mic.
She's speaking facts. She's spitting back. Maybe it's because it's the morning and we're all fired up. I don't know what's going on. She's fucking absolutely spitting the facts.
But it's the truth. Like, we do that.
Like, I mean, I'll touch on it in a minute. But I also think we're in this world now where that probably our parents weren't, where there is so much choice.
Of course.
Oh my!
Options are endless.
So there's dating apps which are very like I know people like one of my best friends and her fiance met on Hinge,
Right? Well, that's
and
amazing. Kudos to
yeah,
them.
and I think there's like times when dating apps do work, but I think it's quite few and far between. 'Cause I think a lot of the people that are on dating apps are not looking for anything serious. Like Tinder, especially,
Mm.
is and listen, I've done it. I've been there and I've done it. People are literally just looking for something casual that lasts for like a few weeks, a month, whatever, and then they're just on to the next because the choice is there. And I think like social media, like we talked about Instagram and people using it like as a dating site last week, but it's like I don't think that at like our parents' generation that wasn't a thing. So you met someone, and yes, cheating still exists and whatever. People still have affairs. People still do all of that stuff, but dating apps and Instagram and Facebook give people the platform to go out and find
The next
the
best
next
thing.
the next thing. It's
It's
always
like grass is greener,
yeah.
but actually isn't.
Well, is it? And this is it. So it is a weird thing. And like I've been on the dating apps, and I've seen times when it works, and that's great. But I've seen many, many, many times when it doesn't work. I'm not on them now because I've just got to the point with them where I'm like, that's not how I'm going to meet someone that I want to be with.
No, and I think, we're in a different stage in our life whereby look, maybe it gives you a confidence boost sometimes. I don't mean you
Oh yeah,
personally, I mean
no,
to
no.
anyone.
When
Like,
people you're
yeah,
swiping through Tinder and you're getting match and match and
yeah,
match, and I just think
but that's so aesthetic.
exactly
It's just literally like,
surface
oh,
level.
you yeah, but then it's not what did they say? Like, beauty is skin deep, you
Yeah.
know? I've been with people who are very aesthetically pleasing
Mm.
way back in the day. Say that as if I'm
Ooh.
like 110.
Oh my god, I know who you're talking about. Oh my god, I just remembered who you're talking about. Yes, very aesthetically pleasing.
Correct, but then nothing like, "Knock, knock, knock. Is anyone home? No up there, no personality." And really, you don't fall in love with what you see in front of you. Maybe initially, but then further, when you're gonna spend evenings with them, you're gonna spend holidays with them, you're gonna spend Christmas, birthdays with
Yeah.
them.
All
Yeah.
about, like, how they talk to you, how they treat the family, how
Yeah,
like, all of those
it's the
things are
whole
so
package.
important, and
Yeah.
I think that dating culture, it's like you feel everyone's disposable.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That's where we've got to,
And
that
it depends what you're looking for. If you're just looking for a quick wham bam thank you, mum, then there's plenty out there though, isn't there? And it's easy, especially if you've got your own gaff, like we have.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could have people to be a revolving door if you wanted it. But no, like
No,
for me, like I'm not interested in it. And also I don't know whether men feel the same at all about this, but I feel like it makes you feel like shit after. Like
I don't think
once
men feel the same about that.
oh,
I actually genuinely don't think they care.
well, then that's a them problem, not an us problem,
Yeah.
but we're emotionally attached, not detached.
Yeah, yeah, it's very
And,
true.
I don't think, like, if you wanna go around the houses and, like, we can all if you want anyone on this earth can pick up someone if they want
Yeah.
and just have a cheeky one night
Oh, of
thing,
course.
but do you feel good in the morning? 'Cause I
No,
certainly wouldn't,
no. And I
so
think, well, I've just got to the point of, like, complete, like, dating burnout. Like, I got to the point where I was just like, "I'm just not fucking doing this anymore." Like, that's why I came off all the apps and stuff. I came off them. I wasn't even, like, seeing anyone, but I was in the middle of a house move, like, across the country, and I was like, "Oh my god," like, I just can't.
you can't keep up.
No, and
Got your own life and
but I also thought, what's the
sanity.
point in me dating people that are then gonna be living, like, 150 miles away from where I am now? Like, what's the point? So I just stopped doing it, and I thought, "Do you know what? I'm just gonna go home and just get settled," and obviously then got thrown off by an Instagram DM for a few months, didn't I? But obviously we're done with that now.
I'm not sure which one you're on about.
I well, I know. That makes me sound so I'm not sure which one you're on about, you fucking slag. Um,
Just, I don't
you
know.
do.
Right, okay. Let me collect my thoughts. Oh, yeah.
You absolutely do,
No,
and so
I do. Okay, let's go. How is commitment seen as embarrassing?
well, it is though a bit now. But I think it's all related to this, like, I don't know why it is seen as embarrassing, but did you see that article was it in Vogue? Where they were saying that having a boyfriend, like, women are now embarrassed to have a boyfriend.
I didn't see that, but I don't pick up Vogue from my local
Well, no,
corner
neither do
shop.
I, but I'd seen it referenced on social media, so I went and read it because I thought that's actually quite interesting because I can kind of relate. Because I do actually think, like, I'm not saying commitment's embarrassing. Like, I love the idea of commitment. I really do. I love the idea of, like, being with the same person and, like, having a family with them. In your head, you're like, "Oh, it's all happy in the garden." Like, it's not always happy in the garden, obviously. But I do love that idea. But basically, the article was saying that women are now embarrassed to have boyfriends because of this link to all this toxic dating. I think it is now because everyone's cheating, everyone's fucking lying, everybody's on social media, like, sliding into other people's DMs. Oh my God. Married men in the DMs, a real issue. Me and my friends talk about it all the time. Married men, men who have babies on the way, men, honestly, and there is just, and this is what I mean. So that's why single women now are like, that's embarrassing because I'm embarrassed on behalf of other women because I'm like, that's
Yeah, but
embarrassing.
yeah, that just again, this is where we differ, but this is probably great for the pod because it's 2 different completely
Oh
situations.
yeah,
But I would just don't entertain that. I don't, like, get involved in that, but apparently that's the thing, and I'm not, like, naive and dumb to it at all, but
no,
and look, I've had situations before, like, where people have been unfaithful and so on, but I don't think that should be perceived as the norm, and I don't think you should be embarrassed to have a partner. I think boyfriend, like, sounds younger, doesn't
it
it?
does. Yeah,
You
yeah,
say, like, when we get a bit older, like you say, my partner,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then I think that's when you start, like, solidifying a bit more of a rock together, but I'm not saying that men or women can't be unfaithful and carry on, but I personally just don't entertain, like, anything that, like, if they're gonna be involved in that or I'm gonna be seeing something on their phone, see ya.
Yeah, but that, I think people are just so good at hiding it.
But then if you with someone that's gonna hide,
Yeah,
no.
but also, but this is what I mean about it being embarrassing. Like, so, for example, I'll give you an example that's not related to me because I don't want to drop anyone in anything. But
They might know who you're on about.
no, no. So one of my friends messaged me the other day and she was like, "Oh, into the," because we have like a little girls group. There's 3 of us in this girls group chat.
Right.
I always think of us as like have you ever seen Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
That's us. Them 3 witches off of Hocus Pocus.
Right.
I
That's
feel
why
like they'll
I'm
be
not in it because 'cause
buzzing.
I'm not a witch.
Yeah. They'll be buzzing that, like, and I was saying this because every year we get together to watch Hocus Pocus and we're like, "That one's you, that one's me, and that one's you." And,
Love it.
like, because it's, well, it's just girls being silly in it, but
Yeah.
it is, like, one of my favorite places is the girls group chat. One of my friends messaged in the group chat, and she's like, "Some guy just followed me on Instagram," and she was like, "I went on his page, and he'd got married 2 days before, and he'd slid in her DMs." And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna quote you, "Straight to jail."
"Straight to jail."
That no.
Isn't it bad?
I'd be, like, literally null and void that marriage.
But this is the thing with like, his wife probably doesn't know, and why would she? Because it's so easy to hide, and that's why it's embarrassing because single women, me, my friends, see men doing things like that all the time.
Yeah.
I've had all of this stuff, and it does happen, and that's why it's embarrassing. Now I'm like, imagine being mugged off to that extent. Like, no, like and that's why women don't want to get into relationships, and this is how
We've gotten to yeah.
situationships.
No, I get that, but, like, my perspective on that is don't get overly involved in social media and people's thoughts, like, personally, for me, like, we discussed this the other day, like, I don't really give a shit, like, I
No,
am me, and, like, if you love me, you love me, if you hate me, see ya.
yeah, I know.
Do you
'Cause
know what I
well, 'cause I
mean?
put
Like, couldn't give a shit.
I was thinking about this the other night. I was laid in bed and I was thinking, like, it is quite a lot to be sat here putting your opinions, blah, blah, because you're opening yourself up to criticism, aren't you?
Of course you are.
Like, and I have got to the point in my life where I genuinely don't give a shit. Like, I'm like, unless it's like someone I deeply care about saying, "Chloe, I don't like you've done this and it's upset me," then obviously I give a
And then it'll
shit.
hit different, and then you'd be hurt
Of
yourself.
course, I don't ever wanna hurt anyone that I care about, but I don't give a fuck what fucking Sandra on the internet thinks about me.
And this is how I would say it if I could give you any advice, it's, like, give less of a fuck. Like, you say you don't care,
Oh, I
right?
deeply care about everything.
Well, exactly, so you just completely contradicted yourself.
Yeah, that is like, it's like I'll say to you, I mean, that situation that happened a couple of months ago when
Mhm.
whenever it was, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, fuck it, I don't care, I'm not." I did care. It deeply hurt me.
Yeah.
I did care because I had feelings and I was upset about the way I was being treated. But I said to you, "I don't care," because I was just like, it's easier to say you don't care.
But then again, if you try and take advice from me, like I've said to you, it's like I know it's such a like almost like a trend phrase now, like it's okay not to be okay. But I've actually said to you at times, I'm like, no, like I'm actually not okay some days. Like
No,
life's fucking hard.
life is fucking
It
hard.
is. And like forget about everything that we're like having a little rant and a moan about and whatever. Like there's real life shit going on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes like don't say well when you don't care. Like for me, certain things like I literally just couldn't care less about. Come at me if you want to tell me that I've upset you and hurt you, like you've just said.
Mm,
Otherwise, like next, life keeps moving. It doesn't stop for us.
you're not wrong. Right. Should we
Ne-
actually talk about situationships
Go
now and not
on
about
then.
us being embarrassed?
No,
Because
I'm not
I
embarrassed.
I worry about getting into a relationship and then someone doing the things that I've seen to me. Because I've already had it done to me, like, in previous relationships. Like, people have cheated, people have lied, people have, like, been messing with other girls,
Mhm.
and then, fine. But I would genuinely, like, worry about marrying somebody and then them doing that because I've literally seen it. So, situation.
Yeah.
It's one of these things. I'm like, where do I even start with this? Because I, I'm not right. I'm gonna preface what I'm about to say.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say some stuff, and I'm gonna leave a lot out because I do have a lot of respect and happy memories with this person.
Okay.
So I don't want this to be a negative.
Directed
And
at them.
forgive me if I get slightly emotional. So I was in a situationship for like 3 years.
Okay.
You
So I'm like,
3 years,
that's a lot.
yeah. So right, the story. So we were like best friends before.
Yeah.
Like I've never had a male best friend that understood me like that. And me and him were very close. Um, I moved quite a long way, not necessarily to be with him, but knowing that he would be very nearby and I'd have that support. So we were spending all of our time together, sleeping in the same bed, blah, 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 blah. And it kind of went from there. So we were best friends and then it kind of turned into something else. And then I think we'd both just come out of long term relationships. And I don't think either of us at the beginning were in a point where we were like, this is going to be a thing. But we'd got to know each other so well that I was absolutely in love with him from probably right at the beginning. And I just didn't want to admit it to myself. I didn't want to ruin the friendship. I didn't want to lose him because we were just like two sides of the same coin. And I just didn't want to jeopardize any of that but I think that I was in love with him. And I did tell him eventually that I was in love with him. Like,
How did that go
not
down?
well. Not well. So we were like in this situation. Well, no, I wouldn't even say that it didn't go well. The problem is that I think we got to a point where like he didn't want to commit because of I think it was probably quite damaged from his previous relationship, and I think there was quite a big age gap between us, and I think it
Right.
was all just a lot of stuff, and I think that he just didn't want to commit, and then I think we just got into this routine of he didn't want to commit, but I was in love with him, and so every like few months we'd have like a big bust up about it, and then we'd go back into it. So like it's both of our fault because he knew I was in love with him. He loved me, but he didn't want to be with me.
That's the tricky one.
And I knew he loved me. Like, I could see it. Like it wasn't like I was, making it up in my head. We were together pretty much every single day for about 2.5 years. And I knew that he loved me. Like I was really close with his family, who I also really love. Like, we were just together. He was really close with my family, but then I think we were both to blame. So it broke down in a really awful way. We don't actually speak to each other at all anymore.
Right.
And I would say that's probably
Probably the hardest hitting thing, really, considering you started out as best friends.
well, yeah. And so I took it really bad, not because the situationship was over. I was upset because I lost my best friend.
Yeah.
And I think we just couldn't get past it. Like, I think once you've been in love with someone, I couldn't unlove him. I couldn't change my feel. I couldn't just go back to being friends because I couldn't turn off. Every time I looked at him, I was in love with him. So I just couldn't do it. And in the end, it did turn really nasty and it
Toxic.
was awful. And I did a lot of things that I regret. I'm sure that he regrets a lot of the things that he did. But that was like a reminder to myself never to be in a situationship again. I enabled it because
Mm.
we both
Like you
enabled
say,
it.
you're both
He
equally
knew
the
I was in
problem.
love with him, but he didn't wanna be with me. But we carried on and carried on and carried on.
Hoping for the best. That's what you do.
I was so in love with him that I was like, "He will change his mind. He will change his mind. He'll see how good we've got it. He'll change his mind." We were literally, like, going on holiday and everything.
That is wild. That
Yeah,
part of it.
but, because I was saying it was fine, and I probably wasn't being honest because I didn't wanna lose him, and he was obviously just taking my word for it, and we were carrying on, and I just in the end, like, it honestly, it nearly destroyed me. It was horrendous. It was so bad. I was, like, an absolute shell of myself because for years, I'd kept all my emotion like, I couldn't be who I was because I was, like, lying about how I was feeling all the time.
But that whole, like, this sounds like honestly soul destroying, like, but that should have never happened. Like,
No, but
you're not
I should
taught
have had the self-respect to go,
correct,
"You don't wanna be with me."
but you were in love, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, love blinds you.
Oh, so
And
does.
that shouldn't have gone on for that amount of time.
Nah.
It's one thing people saying 3 months, 6 months, years. That shouldn't be it became something to you that was like a rock, and it's like, "How do I live without?"
That was the point I got to because I was like, "How do I not have this person in my life?" Knowing it can't carry on the way it is, but I also didn't wanna lose them, and obviously now, like, we're not in each other's lives anymore, and
It's time, though. Time's giving you
time's
that
a healer.
healing.
Time is a
Yeah.
healer, and but I still miss him. Like, I literally like, this is when I get emotional, like, God, Lord help me. The Ice Queen the Ice Queen is a bit emotional, but I still miss him now. I wake up every day and I'm like, "Oh, I hope he's okay." And not because I'm still in love with him, because 'cause I'm not, but I
It's a big part of your life.
yeah, and it was, like, years and years, and I honestly, I still wake up every day, like, I wish him, like,
All the best.
oh my God, like, yeah, so much, and, like, I don't have any we had some really, really, like, happy times and, like, honestly, like, he was like, me and him were just, like, fucking two peas in a pod, and we were best mates, and I absolutely love the bones of him, but you can't be in each other's lives, and that's the really sad part. Cause like, he's moved on now and he's with someone else, and, like, I'm, you know
In a good
and I'm
place.
really happy, and I just think, like, he probably took it as hard as I did, so I kinda go, like, you know, "Fine," like,
We're even Stevens kinda thing. You
mm,
shouldn't have to think of it like that, but equally, I'm sure a majority of us have had, and I don't want to, like, kibosh what you've said there because it's deep,
yeah,
and but then equally you don't want to overthink about that again.
no,
But I'm sure that a lot of us in our lives have had something where you like, that was like the dream, and
yeah,
then you also you do get past it, like
yeah,
I had
yeah, you
it
do,
with I was with someone for like 5 years and it was chaos. The whole situation was carnage, and I remember coming out of it, and it wasn't a choice how it ended, it was messy, it was just
mm,
carnage, chaos, everything word like that you could put against it, that's what it was, and I remember thinking, "How am I gonna cope?" Like, and I don't mean I was thinking dark thoughts, but I was like, What do I do without
yeah,
that person?"
yeah, yeah,
But it does take time, and now I'm actually talking about that person, I can see that person in my head, and I'm like, "You mean nothing to me, but all I do now
yeah,
is remember the good times,"
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
that's, like, what you're doing. You're
yeah,
reflecting on, like, all the negative energy is no good for anyone, and stress and worry is really, really bad.
no, you'd get to a point where you just think, like
What can I do about
I
it?
can't do anything about this,
No.
but I think this is the problem. So the situationship, and now I'm like, I will never get into that again
No.
because there's always one person that ends up
Being
so
hurt.
hurt,
Yeah.
like, and actually, to be fair, in that situation, I actually think both of us were, but the let's just see how it goes thing. Like,
Oh
so
God.
I now
Right.
never again will accept, let's just see how it goes. I will never accept you having the benefit of accessing me without taking any responsibility, any accountability. Like, if you don't wanna commit to it, I don't want you, because I'm in this space now of, like, I can never go back to that. So
This is wise words from you, Claire, like, because you know my current situation,
Mhm.
and that's actually something you should be saying to me every day.
Right. Well, remind me to say it to you tomorrow then.
Yeah, because I think that's you've just really, like, hit something
Yeah.
different by what you just said
And I
there,
think the
and
only
it's so
person that
true.
actually benefits from the situationship is the one that
Can't commit.
the one that doesn't wanna commit. It is, because they're
It's
getting
on their terms.
and they're getting access to you. They're getting to go and do all the fun things that you would do in a relationship. They're getting to sleep with you, blah, 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 but they don't have to commit. So at the end of the day, if they find someone better, which is, well, better for them, which is literally what happened to me, they can just be like,
Mm,
all right, see ya.
thank you, Nick.
And that is what happened to me. And yeah, like, it was really painful at the time. Obviously now I'm like, you know,
Stronger and
oh yeah,
better.
but then I think, does anyone actually benefit from a situationship apart from the person who doesn't have the emotional attachment? No. And even then, are they benefiting? Because in the end, it always goes tits up. My advice for anyone, anyone, don't fucking get into a situationship. Don't do it.
Period.
Don't
Done.
do it. It will ruin your life. Don't do
For a
it
period of time,
for a
but no.
period of time. And now look
Yeah.
at me.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, just don't do it. Like,
No.
it's not worth it. No matter how. This is my view on it now. No matter how much you
Want it.
want to be with that person, or you love them, or you think they're gonna change, number one, they will not. If they've said they're not gonna commit, fucking believe them.
Yeah.
Like,
Word.
believe them. Don't think you can't love someone into loving you, is
No.
what I learned.
100%. You can't 100%, and you can't force love.
But I think I've learned it's like one of those things that you go through life and you learn your lesson. But anyone that's like in a situationship, like, you really need to just have a look. Have a look.
I know, but babe, like some of the stuff that you're saying to me now, I'm like,
Yeah, it's heavy. Don't end up like me. Yeah,
mm,
but it was bad times for a while. And,
yeah,
like, I think, like, people don't realize the gravity sometimes of going through something like that, because you were never officially together. Everyone's like, why were you so upset? Like, why were you so upset? Like, you weren't together. Oh my God, I literally stayed in bed for about 3 months. I
I
was
know,
gutted. I was fucking gutted. I was absolutely devastated. And, like, but people will be like, yeah, but you're not together. You're not together. And I'm like, are you like, I'm like, what do you mean? Why was I so upset? He'd been in my life every day from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep for like 5, 6 years.
yeah, it's a massive part of your life as well when you think that, and it's also like your not golden years is the wrong word, but like
You're over the hill now,
yeah,
girl.
no, it's the years where you could like I know the time frame. That's
Yeah.
the years where you could be like off doing this. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was off doing this and that, but I was actually with that person off doing this
Yeah.
and that.
The thing is though, like, I know that it's like these situations, like, I actually ended up being like a really unhealthy version of myself.
Oh god, yeah.
Well, it's like I'd put on like so much weight. I was just like unhappy, but pretending I was happy. And it takes its toll on you emotionally. Like, I put on loads of weight. I was really like mentally in a bad place. Like, to be honest, I had time off work. I really struggled. But I think, and that's not his fault entirely, because we're both in that situation. And actually, like I said, I do actually have a lot of respect for him. I have a lot of time for him. I think he's a great person. I absolutely adore him now, not in an in love way.
Oh.
I do think he's an absolutely great guy. And
But
like,
that's when you are past the point, like you past the almost grieving
yeah, yeah,
process.
yeah,
You then like you just only remember the good times, and when you can forget about the shit or the aftermath, particularly for you, it's aftermath. For
yeah,
me, equally, I had that as well. But like there were, I remember our relationship becoming really, really toxic and me being a horrible version of
Yeah, and
myself.
I was
Yeah,
awful. I was, like, angry.
yeah,
I was saying, like,
rude.
really, like, horrible things to him that I didn't mean him when I said 'em, and I think back now and I think, as if you said that to someone that you cared about so much, like, that is awful.
But
It did make me into a version of myself that I never want to be again.
correct, I've been there, babe, and, like, that's when you know you're in a good place, when you
Yeah.
can say, "I don't want to
I
be
was
that person."
horrible.
Mm,
I was horrible to
100.
him. At the end of that situation, I was really, really not nice at all, and I'm like, I have a lot of regrets about the way that I handled that and stuff, but, you handle it the best way you know how at
At
the
the
time,
time,
like,
yeah.
and that's it, but now, like, because we're gonna talk about this in a second about a healing culture.
Alright.
So, like, obviously, everyone's been in, like, these situations, everyone's been in, like, a situationship, and everyone's like, you know, therapy's, like, become, like, this huge thing now. So, like, everyone's, like, going to therapy, which I've been to therapy, like, therapy
Ditto.
oh, yeah, I did, like, 2 years of therapy, like, I was on board, I was, like, committed because I'd looked at myself and thought,
I don't like you.
"Oh my god." Like, I looked in the mirror and I was like, "I don't like you. I
Mhm.
do not like you, like, you are not being a nice person right now. You're not the kind of person that I would want in my life, so you need to sort that out." So I went to therapy. Shout out to my therapist, love you. It was
Pleasures.
amazing. It's a funny thing because I think, like, you go to therapy and then you learn loads about yourself and you become really self-aware. But sometimes I think, like, I'm too self-aware. Like, I'm, like, too like, I overthink everything that I do because I'm like, "Oh, is that my trauma?" Because everybody has relationship trauma, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you get to, like, our age. Everyone's been in a situation that's, like, genuinely has had a lasting impact on the way that they behave and the way that they think and the way that they approach new relationships and especially like in this dating phase, like anything that I think people will use the word triggered a lot.
Yeah.
So like and I do say it, like me and my friends laugh about it, like me and my best mate, I'll message her something stupid on Instagram or whatever, she'll WhatsApp me and she's like, "I'm triggered." And we do say it all the time, but like, I can see what she means by it because some things like do like remind you of a situation you've been in before and you're like, "Oh my god, that's awful." But I think people now will like have become very self-aware and they're aware of well, some people are not self-aware at all. Can we caveat that and say some people are very, very not self-aware of their own shitty behaviour. But on the whole now I think we're in a time where people are a lot more aware of
That's not being self-aware, that's just being, like, a first class idiot,
maybe
okay?
you're self-aware and then you continue to just be an absolute
I
fucking
don't
knobhead.
I think that's just when they just don't give a shit.
Yeah, fair.
So,
But I think a lot of people now, they'll use it as an excuse. It's like healing culture, and I'm, like, so here for, like, becoming a better person and, like, and working on yourself and not inflicting your
your
trauma.
past, yes, on future honestly, this is something we have to
Yeah.
touch on because I personally, right, you can't put what happened there onto the next person.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
it's so unfair. It's toxic from the start, and you literally starting on the back foot.
Well, yeah, because it's, like, separating what's happened to you before and feeling a bit like, "Oh my god, what if that happens again?" from someone who's in front of you being like, "I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah, and that's why, like, therapy is really good for you to be, like,
Mm,
get at one with yourself. Like,
yeah.
I've equally had therapy as well. And, whether it's a short or a long term thing, it makes you become aware of, right, get back to the best version of you.
Yeah.
But one thing I will never ever do, and I'll stand by this, I will not go into any relationship, whether it's me and a guy, me and my mates, me and my family, and tarnish them with someone else's brush.
No.
No,
And
because
I
that's so unfair. Like,
it's
as I
really
say,
unfair.
you are starting on the back foot, and then there's no hope for them, and they're always going to be like seeking for the
Well, I think
next.
so I don't ever wanna make anyone feel like they're having to, like, live up to or they're having to fix something that they didn't break.
Yes,
Like, that's a
100.
terrible thing, and I think
But
there's, like, 2 sides of it. I think there's, like, you can people are always like, "Oh, you can't be in a relationship until you've healed." I disagree.
no, I agree
I
with you
disagree
on
because
that,
I think
yeah.
if you're with the right person, that person will
Help you heal.
help you heal and they'll heal you a little bit, and I genuinely believe in that.
But it's like one I would say on this one, because I think, like, we're going kind of in the right direction with how we're talking here. When someone's been cheated on,
Mm.
right, do not go into that relationship and go, "Well, I got cheated on." so, like, you're gonna cheat on me. That's so unfair because I've been in, like,
I always think it's like you like tempting fate.
and, like, I went into my last relationship when I moved in here. He was like, "I'll never trust a woman, like, she cheated on me, she did the dirty on me," and I was like, "Right," and bearing in mind, he lived in Leicester,
Right.
right? So, we've got a two-hour distance between us, right? So, how can I fix that? Because you could cheat and I could cheat.
Yeah.
So, you're setting me up for a fail there. Neither of us are gonna be able to control, like, what the other's doing when you're 2 hours apart from each other.
No, of course.
So,
Also,
y
you wouldn't even wanna. I don't wanna control what anyone's doing with me.
no, and, like, when he said that to me, he was like, "Oh, I've been cheated on, I've been hard done by." I was like, "Well, I'm not here to do you dirty, I'm here
Yeah.
to love you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm here to start
But I
something."
know, I think that's it. I think a lot of people, like, run from a relationship because they don't feel like they're ready, but I don't know now if I got to a point where, like, I don't think you're ever ready. I think you just have to sort of, like, push through that, like,
Just
that bit of you that's going, "Oh, they're gonna hurt you," and you have to push through it. Like, it's like the situation I'm in now. Like, I'm very open and honest with the person about, like, how I'm feeling and stuff.
which is good,
Yeah, and, like, he gets it. Like, he gets it. Like, he's like, "Okay, I understand."
but he also cares a lot about you,
No, no, I know, and yeah, well, I know,
and
and
so he's letting you break down your own barriers.
yeah, he is, yeah, and he's actually given me the time to do that,
Yeah,
like, and I think that's the
and
thing,
that's a very
but that's why,
respectful
like, I'm not,
person.
like, "Oh my god," that's when you're talking about healing and, like, being blah, blah, that's when it works because someone understands you and is willing to go on that journey with you,
Yeah, they
and
just get it.
they just get it.
They can allow you to be you. You say, like, chaotic Chloe, but
That's only one side
no,
of
no, no,
her,
no,
like,
no, but as in, like, you say that, but he's like, "No, she's not."
no, I'm
Like,
not.
that's just you putting up a front, and you're not like that. He's allowing you to
Well,
have
I am
your
like
moment.
that.
No, you're not. Right, bollocks.
I am
Like,
like that sometimes.
sometimes you can, yeah, but, like, again, that's people who understand you. Like, look at me, like, I'm like, sometimes you're like a million miles per hour, and I'm like, "Yeah, girl, like, what we're talking about now?" Like, give me
And
a
I'm like,
bloody
"Oh, did I tell you
second.
did I tell you that?" Like, I come in there, I'm like, "Oh my god, I've got things to tell you," like, "Blah, blah, blah, blah." She was like, "Oh my fucking."
Yeah, I like it. Right, calm it down. But the
Yeah,
fact of having people around you, like this person who we're talking about in
yeah.
hand now, the fact that he knows you and allows it and accepts it, it's like, that's actually a good person.
Yeah, well, it's quite unnerving actually for me.
But then don't let that scare you.
No, no, I was like, I have to just accept that he's literally gonna understand everything about me, and he actually wants to. And I did find it unnerving because normally, like, I mean, the things that over the past, like, 6 months, whatever, it has just been, like, very surface level, and I just think, like, they were interested in actually getting to know me.
I think you've like hit something a bit deeper with these
Yeah, yeah,
people who
yeah,
are on like surface level. They're like, oh shit, she actually is. She's a top bird.
yeah. I am a top bird.
You are a top
Fucking
bird.
top bird.
100. Believe in
Yeah, I
yourself.
know, I know, I know.
That's what I do.
But I do think people do that. It's like the therapy. I think therapy is really great, and I think everyone should be. I actually think everyone should at some point in their life go to therapy, even if you think you don't need it. Like, everybody does because everybody's had shitty things happen to them, and people, you can't deal with it all sometimes by yourself.
Oh, 100%, babe.
I'm actually more here for men going to therapy because I think it's quite
It
normal.
unlocks doors.
Well, I think it's normalized in women. I think a lot of women go to therapy. Like, there's most of my friends have at some point been to therapy. And I think that's great, but I think men have been conditioned by society into,
You can't talk.
"Oh, like, you can't have feelings," and that's why you think about, like, male suicide rate and all this stuff, like, I'm like,
Mm.
"That is fucking terrible." Like, talk to people.
And I think men don't talk, they mask it, and then they end up, like, either going out on the lash or
Like, unhealthy
turning to other,
coping
yeah.
mechanisms.
Whereas the thing is, girls talk, and we do, I will actually say it, we talk too much.
Oh my god,
Like
I never shut the fuck
90%,
up.
like, no, but we'll talk shit, like,
Mm.
but at least you're talking. Actually, this is a good part where we can actually say, like, men don't have somebody to do
No, they
that.
don't.
But until, and it's so sad actually, it's really sad until something bad happens.
Yeah.
And like you say, male suicide rate, it's horrendous because loads of men reach out then and go,
I
I
had no
wish
idea
I
and
wish
stuff,
you'd have
like,
spoke to me.
yeah.
Like, I didn't even know. And they probably have been through or maybe going through something equal.
Yeah,
But because
exactly.
men are like, oh, I can't talk.
Like, it's not normalized amongst men. Like, I don't know many men that would be upset about something and then, like, openly talk about it with their friends, like, and I think that's a bit, like, I think it's sad. I think, like, it's become, like, uncool to have emotions somehow with men. Although I think maybe it's like very stereotypical, like men are strong and men are like, it's okay not to be like that.
And they shouldn't actually feel like that.
No, never. I think expressing your emotions like
It's
that,
more attractive.
oh my God, yeah. Like,
Like,
I'm
when
like,
someone, like, gets like, not that
gets
you
no, but
want them
I don't want them
to.
to be upset. Obviously,
No, I
I
know,
never want
but
them to be upset, but yeah, when someone can come to you and be vulnerable, like, I think
vulnerable is a key word
it's
there,
like a
yeah.
whole
You're like, "Well, okay, you've broken down a few walls there."
yeah.
You're like, "Okay,
I like a
now."
bit of vulnerability. I do. I think it's
I
nice.
mean, I won't put that on, like, your Tinder profile, alright? I want
Please
a
be
man that's
vulnerable. I like a vulnerable man.
No, but I get what you're saying there. When you see, like, a little bit of a weekness also on, like, you think, "Well, you know what?
The
They're
human.
human." Oh my
Oh, we're
god!
so in sync.
You've seen a few times on this pod that we've done
Oh,
that, you know?
oh, we're very in sync today.
So shout out to the men, we love you,
Yeah,
and if
we
you
love you.
need us or if you need a mate, just let us know.
Yeah, slide in my DMs.
No,
I'm so joking.
no sliding in
But you
DMs.
can reach out to the pod and we'll have a gab.
Yeah, you could come on the pod.
Yeah, well, we're just talking
We
about them being vulnerable, and I don't think they're gonna wanna come and be
no,
vulnerable on
but
the
we
pod,
do
are they?
we have discussed getting a man on here, haven't we? A bit
Well,
of
listen,
perspective.
I have lined it up. Don't you worry about
Oh
that.
my god, I'm excited.
Don't you worry.
Hit me up with the next topic.
I've been gabbing. So,
Hmm,
yeah, healing
sure.
culture, very closely related to dating narratives that are put out on social media. Very different. Everyone now, like, so I'm scrolling down Instagram, right? And there's like influencers talking about dating, and there's like quotes, and there's like, this is how you should be treated, and don't let anyone do this, and don't let anyone treat you like that, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like scrolling through, and I'm like, this is genuinely like overwhelming. What do I obviously don't believe everything you read on social media, like, you know,
Majority not.
yeah. But you kind of read into it and you're thinking, oh yeah, I kind of agree with that. And I kind of agree with that, but that's contradicting what I've just read there. And it's very hard to get it straight in your head, like what you should actually be doing in dating. And I think social media has had a huge impact on that. There's influencers on TikTok talking about dating and saying, like, you don't do TikTok, but there's like, so they're posting clips and they're saying, like, if a man does these things, he doesn't give a shit about you. Like that, and it's like, and I'm like, hang on. But then people believe in that. It's you're so easily influenced these days because everything is just like at your fingertips. And there's all these things about like high value men, and like men are like actually getting like a bit attacked, I think, by like
Probably by us.
probably by us a little bit, yeah. But there's a long standing thing, isn't there? But it's like, but then there's like this like alpha male energy, and like how all men should be in their like alpha male like provider energy, and women should be able to be feminine and divine feminine energy. And I'm just like, oh my fucking god. Like, and it's like everyone's being told like who or what they should be and who or what they should be dating and how they should be behaving in those situations. So basically everyone's like a dating expert, but is anybody actually happy? I can honestly say I'm not. No, I'm happy in my life, obviously. But it's like we spoke about when someone had liked something on social media that was like, I took real offense to it, and I was like, it upset me, to be fair. But I'm like, that's because like it's not just me that's seeing all this stuff. It's like everybody, and it's like being like blasted into your face all the time, and like you're like, oh, and when you're seeing it on repeat and on repeat and on repeat, it is very
Gets into
easy.
your head,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course it does, but then if you're gonna if we're gonna preach out, like literally preach to people who are
Mm.
watching this and maybe younger people
The
or maybe
Church of Red Flags.
the church.
Like, just so we'll do like we do normally record it on a Sunday, so maybe it is a bit like
Yeah,
a cult.
maybe. Oh my god.
If you want to be in the cult,
Here
let
we
me
are.
know.
We've got the
Yeah.
high beams
Yeah.
above,
Oh,
but
yeah,
yeah.
we could set up an altar in here.
I think I think you should be saying to people because you're way more active on social media than I am. Like, get out of that mind space, get in your own headspace, and surround yourself with people who actually are going to give you the good energy and the actual real life advice. Not
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
influencer over there going, "Oh, that's like, oh, you should." Some of the things that you've just said, like, "Oh, that's a complete red flag.
Yeah,
I wanna kill myself." Duh, 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 like,
yeah.
that just shouldn't be a thing.
It's worrying me. But I do think, like, everyone just thinks now they're, like, a dating expert. Like, I don't think I'm an expert 'cause, I mean, if I was an expert, I'd be in a happy relationship and everything would be A-okay and happy in the garden, wouldn't it? But I just think the stuff that you can, like, so, like, people, like, spouting it off. So, like, you'll see something on Instagram and then you, like, send it to your mate and you're like, "Oh my god," and then it's like a disease.
Yeah, it is, and then it's a collateral effect of,
Mm.
like, it goes on and on and on.
So, we're gonna talk about ghosting because it is something that happens, like, all the time now. I've jumped ahead, but I've gone back. We're on number 5.
Right, okay.
I got all into the healing culture, but because it has recently just happened to me, this, like, slow fade versus having an honest conversation. And, like, someone was like, so we had a bit of a fallout and a disagreement about something. Just gonna like, blast over this because it's irrelevant to my life now, but so, yeah, we had a bit of a fallout and he was like, "Oh, yeah, we need to meet up and talk about it." And in my head, I was thinking, like, "Okay, but why? Like, that feels like a bit much, like, just ring me." So I'm like, "Well, yeah, fair enough if you didn't wanna do it over text, but you had my phone number, like, you could have just called me on the phone, like, and we could have had that conversation over the phone, like, all good, or you could have just, like." But then he was like, "So we'll go for coffee and talk about it," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, okay. That's fine, like, just let me know when you're free." Never fucking heard from him again. And then I literally have not heard from him since, and I'm like, "Right," but for me, I've got to, like, I'm like, me asking for basic respect felt like I was literally asking for too much. Like, he didn't wanna give me any accountability, and it was too intense for him, and it was like, "Oh my god, no, I can't be accountable because then I've admitted that I've hurt someone's feelings, I've done something wrong, or, like, my behaviour's not been great." And so he just disappeared because he just didn't wanna deal with it, and I'm like, "Yeah, do you know what? Like, that's on you, babe, like, I'm alright." But do you know what's really funny about that situation? Like, when we were together in person, like, and I said this to you, didn't I? Like, we had a
Mm.
really good
Yeah, you were
we had a,
like,
like, solid, like, proper solid, like, we got on really well, we had loads of things in common, like, blah, blah, blah. But it was just, I just don't think he just didn't want a girlfriend and he couldn't be asked. And then I think, well, do you know what? Fair enough. But I would actually love if you just said that to me.
mm.
I would have fully respected that, and I would have been like, "Oh, yeah, do you know what? Okay, like, I understand, like, yeah, it's hurt my feelings a bit, but yes, I understand, fine."
When it's said straight to you, again,
It's
as a
better.
woman, then you can get it, you can process it, you can move on, you can shout and scream if you want at first, and then you can be like, "Right, fuck it, move on.
Yeah, we're done.
Next." Like, not as in next man, but as in next thing in my life, what am I
Yeah.
doing? But all this, like, smoke and mirrors is bullshit. Like, I ain't got time for it. I'm not
No,
being funny. We're not getting any younger.
but this is what I mean, and I think, like,
You're a long time dead.
well, this is it. But this is it, though, isn't it? So, but I was thinking about, like, how that affected my self-worth. You know what? He hadn't said to me, like, "Oh, this is why," or, like, he hadn't explained any of it to me. He's just fucked off. And so it makes me feel like,
What did I do wrong?
yeah, I'm, like, second guessing myself. I'm thinking, like, "Oh my god, what did I do? Like, what have I done?" Like, I don't understand. Like, I said one thing about his behaviour, and then he's just gone, like, a total.
I feel like it's just been used as an excuse. So that one message
Oh,
that
yeah,
you sent
100% it
it.
was an excuse. It does affect your self-worth, like, especially when someone that you genuinely care about has done that. It'd been going on for, like, a few months, and I did have feelings. I did care about him. Like, I could have seen myself falling for him a little bit, and I was quite hurt by it, but I feel like I'm one of them people though that, like, because people are like, "Oh, I've lost a bit of my softness now." I have, to be fair. I've been through so many of these situations that it has made me a bit, like, apathetic towards dating, and I'm a bit like, I haven't lost any, like, I'm still very, like, full of love and all that, and I do wanna be with someone, but it takes me, like, a long time now to, like, thaw out. I'm like the
Mm.
ice queen, and then I'll thaw eventually. But, yeah, and I think, like, I don't understand now at this point how this has just become the norm, right? So ghosting, breadcrumbing, situationships, it's all become the norm. And I wrote down some things about how do people date better, and, like, the things that I would want in the stages of early dating that would make me feel like, oh, there's intention behind this, like, this is going somewhere.
Go on, hit me up. I wanna hear
Can.
these.
So I put clarity and not confusion. So no mixed signals, no taking 24 hours to text back and then one day you're all over me and one day you're not. One day you want to see me,
Yeah,
one day you want to sack me off. None of that.
that's a given. Like, that should be, like, just straight up. If you're starting to, don't get me wrong, at the start, you're not gonna go overkill,
No, no, no.
but, like, start as you mean to go on.
Yeah.
Start here and then progress. but 24 hours to reply if you're into someone, no.
Just not lying to me. I am quite traumatic as a human being.
No, but you're, like, very at it on your phone, like
I'm always on my phone. I did actually explain that. I was like, I only reply, like, straight away because my phone is probably already in my hand.
but then that's something maybe that's a you. We've talked about Chloe.
Oh my God, I've got so many eggs.
You've got the
Honestly,
Murphy,
yesterday I
isn't
went
it,
to
on
the
the
football.
phone?
I went to the football, I had a pie and a pint, and I put it on my Instagram story, and I thought, "Oh, she's giving off icky vibes
That ain't
today."
icky. Well, I saw that and I was like, "That ain't an ick at all. That's just like, go on, girl. That's actually
It
probably."
were banging. Do you know what? I've been
Yeah,
looking forward to that pie. I haven't been to the football for a long time. Well, normally when I go, I sit in a different bit with my auntie and uncle upstairs, and
dropping that one in. Posh girl
she's
vibe.
fancy at the football. No, I'm not. It's still fucking cold. You're still sat outside. It's fucking
Yeah,
freezing.
you do love it over there.
But so I went and sat in. Well, my dad was sat with my auntie and uncle. Me and my sister went and sat in like the stands where we used to sit. Like all my family were there. Like my auntie and uncle were there, and my godfather and his kids were there. Who I did tell about the pod. So hopefully, like James has now listened to it, and
Shout out James.
James on the pod. He thought it was hilarious. So that was that, and I thought, "Oh, I've been looking forward." I used to absolutely love going to the football with my dad on a Saturday and having a chicken balti pie.
Chicken balls?
Oh, it was banging,
Wow.
mate. It was well
That's a
spicy.
wild.
No, it
I've
was
not
proper
I
nice.
thought
Oh,
it was like Bovril and like
I did have a
time.
Bovril.
Yeah, got to do don't.
I love a Bovril.
Bovril hits something different.
Yeah, I had a Bovril. I had a Bovril. I had a so I started off with pie and a pint, watched the first half, came inside at half-time, got a Bovril,
Got to do it.
came outside, all my family were like, "Of course you've got a Bovril," because I always used to have one every week.
If you don't have a Bovril at a football match, who are you?
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, you
Dale.
know, because everyone's like my sister was like, "Ew," and I'm like, "No, it's literally gravy in a cup. What is there to be upset about?"
The thinner gravy,
Oh
yeah,
my
and it's,
god.
like, warmed you up and it's so
Oh,
salty.
it's
It's
lovely.
like, oh,
I know
it's
my
something
grandma
different.
used to make it for me when I used to go around her house. She used to, like, get, like, a spoonful of Bovril and, like
Brilliant. That's what my mum did to me.
stunning.
When I used to back in the day when I had a hangover, she'd come up, I was like,
Do you know
"That"
the same does apply if you just put an OXO cube in with some water?
no, but it's not Bov.
No, it's not. It's not as good,
Don't
but
offend I'm
but
not being funny, don't offend Bov.
yeah, have you seen the
That's
fucking
like saying
price of Bovril these days, though? It's like fucking £5 a jar.
because it's gold, liquid
Well,
gold.
you're
That's
not
like
wrong.
you just cut the comparison that you just did there with OXO and Bovril was like equivalent to saying Tetley's is as good as Yorkshire tea.
Oh my god,
How criminal is that?
that's bad,
You're
that.
going to jail now.
Straight to jail.
You are going to
Send
jail.
me home.
Yeah,
Get out.
see ya. Get out my gaff. It's my pub. But seriously, don't ever compare OXO to
No, no,
Bovril
that was
again.
really bad, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Don't even cut that out. Let everyone
Uh,
else hear the offence that you've
yeah,
just
I've just
made.
committed a criminal offence. So, yeah, that's actually true. So,
One thing we should actually do on here is how many times does one of us get jailed? And it's gonna be you in jail 10 times
I need to be in
over.
jail or a mental facility, one or the other.
Well, no, I don't think you're quite at that point, but we actually could put on the pod, like,
Jail
yeah,
stats.
and we could put, like, the little
Yeah, it's like, is it 30 years to life for saying that? Because I think it might be. About the Bovril. Bad that. So back to the date. So
lifetime.
but emotional availability. So we talk about emotional availability. Like I think everyone's got the shit, haven't they? But it's like emotional safety is a massive thing for me. So like I can say things to you and not worry.
That it's gonna go any further.
No, but like not even that. Just like so when I'm dating someone, I want to be able to like be emotional
Mm.
and them not take it as like an attack on them. Like I want to be able to say like this has happened to me and the way you behave made me feel like this, and them not be a dickhead and, like, take it as a personal attack. Like, it's not a personal attack. I'm just trying to explain how I feel. And I think so you can be completely yourself with somebody and you know they're just gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, I still like her."
Yeah, and then they can say that's just you. And I actually really this one probably hits home with me a little bit more actually because I actually said to you this morning, didn't I?
Yeah,
I felt quite anxious
yeah,
for sometimes you actually don't
yeah.
suffers with it, not suffers with anxiety, but like you
You
all get
worry about stuff.
anxious sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, I felt like really this was yesterday, like I felt anxious and like, but I know this person doesn't really get that because they're past that point of like
They don't need to be.
they just get on, move on, next, next, next. And I was like, this isn't actually making me feel good that I can't turn around to you and go, right, I just feel anxious. They
Yeah,
could turn around and go, "Why?" And you could go, "I don't know." Like, I actually don't know. Why do I feel anxious? And then maybe if I broke it down, I could go, "It's probably that." And then they could go to me, "Oh, it's minor." Like, "Don't worry about that. Don't
yeah, yeah,
worry."
yeah,
So, yes, I totally get that, and that does hit something different with me because you need to be able to be like, I could come to you and look like absolute shit and be talking shit and whatever, but you'd be like, "It's my girl. She'll be fine.
yeah.
Pick her back up.
Yeah,
Back
I
to
do
being
agree.
weapons."
And I think, like, sometimes because people get this thing I think they get it a little bit, like, twisted in the head where you think, like, your girlfriend's your girlfriend or, like, your boyfriend's your boyfriend and then your friend's your friends. I want someone that
A
is
best
literally like,
friend
my
and a
best mate.
boyfriend. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
correct.
Someone that I can, like, hang out with and, like, we can laugh about stupid stuff and, like, we can, go out and do fun things like I would with my friends and we're still, like, laughing and joking and and I want that. And I think that's what people now are like, no, because like, you keep your girlfriends separate. But yeah, and I think that's it. And so it's like having that emotional safety like you do with your friends. Like, I could come to you and say anything,
Anything.
and, like, you don't judge and blah, blah, and I think that's the thing that we're missing now because everyone's like every little thing, people, like, jump on it and they're like, "Oh my god, like, that's a reason not to date them. Like, that's a reason, and now I'm gonna ghost them."
Yeah. I think that's actually a big topic that we should touch on more, like, later
Yeah.
down the
Oh,
line, because
100%.
I think when you can't be, like, 100% yourself with your fella or your partner, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever,
Yeah.
like, you are actually you're almost, like, making a problem for yourself
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because you're coming home to your own place or you're going to the other
And then
room
you're
and
being fake.
whereas if you just turn around and, like, don't get me wrong, some people go a bit too far, like, I wouldn't wanna be turning around and, like, looking like dog shit and, like, not making an effort, but, like, if you can't come home and just go, just feel like crying. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
literally, like, that sounded so fake, like, if you wanna come home and just cry, man or woman,
Mm.
or if you can't come home and just be like, "Right, I feel like a hot mess," and allow the other person to go, "Alright, come on then," and I'd
Yeah.
be like, "Right, let's have a cup of tea," or it might be like, "Right, I'll take you out."
So, the next one is
Like,
effort doesn't disappear after the chase. So once they've got you, they don't just sit on the fucking arse and be like, "Alright, well, I've got her now," and then
mm,
completely change the person. Like, for me, it's like, the effort should always be like, you should always be, like, thinking like, "Oh, I'll get that for them because it's cute and they'll like it," or, "I'll do that for them because I love them and I want them to be happy when they come home." And it's like, a lot of people just settle into a relationship or they get, they're this 6 months, a year down the line and like, all the effort's gone, like, you don't go out anymore, you just sit at home and do nothing, like, that for me is, like, a
that
huge thing. Like, that's a huge thing in dating.
it's complacency.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not effort disappearing, it's like you've become complacent,
Yeah.
like, and done,
No, no,
because
oh my god,
when
no.
you've got someone in front of you, especially if you both still, like, doing the little things that you did at the start, like, I think from a girl's point of view, you never wanna look shit in front of your fella, you don't want
No.
you should be comfortable not wearing makeup and not having your hair done up to the nines and still wearing normal clothes, but you still want them to think, "Oh, you look pretty."
The next one is intentional. So being intentional because, like, this is something, like, for me, like, it's like, if you're not dating with intention, like, it's like, make it fucking clear. Like, be clear. Make it clear where, like, what you're looking for at the beginning. Don't lie about it. Don't say you want a relationship if you don't. Like, don't do that because that is the fucking worst.
Well,
So,
that's
like,
just a first class lie then, you shouldn't be saying that in
well,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
place.
Please don't be a liar. So there's that one, which I do think is like, I think that's something now because I think people, like, don't actually know what they want, or they think that they want a relationship, and then it gets close to it, and they're like, and then because there's so much choice out there, they're just like, "Oh, yeah, okay, it's fine. I'll just sack her off and move on to the next one."
Don't state it too soon because you might think you want a relationship and you might get a bit further on and think, this isn't for me. But
Yeah, but
going
then you
it
can just
with
say that too. This is what I mean about the
y-
communication.
communication is key.
Like, that's okay
Communication is
if you
key.
can say, "Oh, yeah, I thought I wanted a relationship, but I just don't think that we're compatible."
You,
Cool.
but you don't obviously have to go into something being like, I want a relationship. And if you do, I think you're putting a bit too much pressure
Oh,
on it.
pressure, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I
way
think
too
I think it's a
much.
conversation. This is moves on to my lesson. Like, this is like the final one. It's like future, like, conversations are about the future and not avoided. And I think the first maybe, like, month or so, I think you just kinda, like, going out on a few dates, you're just getting to know someone, so I don't think it's I don't think that's the right time to be talking about the future. But I think if you're like 2 months, 3 months in and you're not talking about future plans or what we're gonna do next month or in the next couple of months, I think that for me is a bit of like a, like, that's not good.
It's an ick.
Well, yeah, because
Like,
and I'm
you
like,
don't need to go too far
just
because
even planning for,
nobody
like, the next week or
yeah.
the next month
Oh,
or, like,
you need
you're
to
talking
be
about introducing someone to your parents, like, at that point for me.
it needs to be, like I would say, depending on where you're at in the relationship, you need to be working, like, a month at a time,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
once you're a bit in. So then it's a gradual process thing, but,
Yeah.
like, if you can't even plan to the end of the
But
month,
if you can't even have a conversation about what your like, if you're, like, 3 months in and you actually can't have a conversation about, like, where you see things going, then there's something wrong. Like, if
but
you
that
can't
I mean, we've got different opinions on this because for me, by 3 months in, you should be in a relationship.
yeah, see,
When you're
I'm
saying,
a
"Oh,
bit
it's a
more
6-month
like
burner," I'm
yeah, but
like, "What are you in 6
I think
months?"
that maybe that's me just sort of, like, making sure it's, like, the right do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you need to be exclusive by
Well,
3
exactly, and if you're
months.
not, I think
Like, you
if you
can't be
you can say, like, "Oh, yeah, we're, like, exclusive," but it's not quite, like, before you've met the parents and blah, blah, blah. But I think if it's not evolving naturally and you're not having those conversations, that's when you need to be like, "Okay, like, I don't think this is going anywhere."
no,
And don't ghost them.
no.
Just have the conversation. Just
Or a
say
woman.
it. Like, just say it. Because I'm very upfront and I just say exactly what's on my
Really?
mm. Shocking. Breaking news. Breaking news. Chloe says exactly what she fucking thinks.
Wow, drop the mic on that.
Yeah, fucking mic drop. But yeah, and I do think like I think there is listen, dating culture is bad at the moment. It's not great. But I think there are people like me who are like really sick of it. And I think a lot of people are sick of it. And I think it can there are people, as I have most recently found out, that are not like that and will give you the effort and the time and they wanna
What you
get to know you,
deserve.
what you deserve. And that, for me, that he's not giving bare minimum, like, he's giving, like, full effort, full time.
Shout out to who you know you are.
Yeah, very cute. Which and for me, like, it's quite a new it's, like, new. I don't think I've ever experienced it because
Let it go, as
yeah.
in, like, not let it go, as in
No,
let it
yeah.
flow.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I don't wanna say it too much, but,
No,
like,
what's
the
yeah, yeah,
history
yeah. Oh,
behind
yeah.
it,
It's quite
I
cute,
think it
actually.
yeah, it could maybe it's just that flame that was never finally lit.
It's very cute, isn't it?
It's sweet, and we
Very
like
adorable.
sweet.
Well, I think look, dating's a fucking nightmare, isn't it? That's why we're on a podcast talking about it. Like,
Right. It's different because you're talking to someone who's not in the dating world,
yeah,
right? But I have been there. But I think it's good to get different perspectives.
but I do think if you're sick of the toxic dating, you're not asking for too much by asking for the fucking bare minimum. It's not a luxury to get the bare minimum from someone you're dating. It shouldn't feel confusing. It shouldn't feel emotionally unsafe. You shouldn't be humiliated. You shouldn't be sat
No,
crying in your bedroom on a Saturday night because the guy sacked you off and you're upset.
no.
Like, it shouldn't be like that.
We've been there and we won't go back there.
We won't go back
And we
there.
need to inspire people not to be like that.
Not to be
Not to
anything
make
like us.
our mistakes. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, no.
fair
Do
enough.
you know, and I think, like, my sister once said to me and actually, do you know what? I actually rate her for this. Like, she is also very will speak exactly what she thinks. We rate her.
We do.
She's the best. But she once said to me, like, "Yeah, I basically, like, watched what you did and then did the opposite."
Savage, but great.
Yeah, and I was
I
like,
love
"Well, do you know what? If anything,
you've learned.
you've learned from my
Mistakes,
mistakes."
and that's what we want. We want to, like, inspire people not to go through and it sounds, like, a bit deep now, like, saying that, but, like, we have had some
Oh,
traumas
yeah.
and
Hella
some deep
trauma.
stuff, and actually, you wouldn't want that on anyone. It doesn't matter whether it's guy, girl, or whatever. You wouldn't want
I wouldn't
them
wish the things that have happened to
no,
me to happen
equally.
to anyone else ever.
No. So if we can do anything other than just make people laugh,
Yeah.
like, it's actually, like, take heed from, like, what I'm
Take
as
heed yeah, look
from
at
a
us.
and we're still here.
And we're still here. We're still cracking on. We're still doing it. We've still got a podcast. We're still dating. I think so that shows you
Well,
that love never dies, does it? Love never
you're
dies.
still
And
dating.
try oh yeah, yeah. Try and keep me down.
No.
No, I'm only joking.
Don't let the bastards grind you down.
Yeah, exactly. So next week, I actually don't know what we're talking about next week because I haven't actually planned that far ahead. It's been Christmas. It's been a bit chaotic.
Yeah. I'm going to Copenhagen, you're
Yeah,
going to Vegas, so we're gonna try and get something
we're gonna try and see each other
in the
before
interim.
in the interim. So
Mhm.
and do the next episode, but maybe I don't know, it might be a couple of weeks if we can and we can't. We'll see. But I'm gonna do the plug now because I love the plug at the end of the episode. Follow the Instagram at Nowt But Red Flags Pod. I always post loads of like silly little clips of us two just being stupid on there. There is an Instagram. Follow us on Spotify. We got loads of new followers this week on Spotify. I haven't showed you, but I will after this. I was buzzing about it.
Yeah, you haven't told me about this,
No, I've been off grid a bit this week.
is
Follow
that
us
how
on
it is?
TikTok. I can't remember the handle, but it's in the Instagram bio, so you can find it yourselves. And we're also on Apple Podcasts.
Look at us
I know, look at us
go.
go.
Halfway.
I know. I
Move
keep telling
strong,
people.
independent
Someone
women.
said to me yesterday, this is my closing thoughts for the episode.
Yeah.
I was at the football and I turned to some of my family and I said, "Oh, I've started a podcast." And they went, "Of course you have. Of course you
Literally
have."
mic drop.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. But yeah. Final
She
closing
gets where water
words.
doesn't.
I do, yeah. I've written a sign off. If it's
Mhm.
confusing, inconsistent, or draining, it's probably a red